Welcome to Books and Things. It must be Thursday. Tonight's guest is Harriet Grayson. Harriet has more jobs than I do, which is amazing. She is an author, publisher. She writes about Anastasia
Goodman,
Russian detective. And she also publishes books on Guide to Government Grants and a couple of other books she's got there. And tonight she's going to discuss her new project, which I can't keep up with her. Harriet also has a TV show here at the studio called
Community Culture Showcase.
Community Culture Showcase. And when is that on?
That is on Friday night. Oh, no, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m.
And it's an hour show.
It's an hour show, and it's also seen in Westerly on Friday nights at 8 p.m.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How'd you do that?
I live there.
Okay. That's great. I don't know how you do our show. I did one. And it's a lot of work to do a half-hour show. No, it's fun, though.
Yeah, it is.
Well, welcome, Harriet.
Thank you, Tom.
And
Thank
she's
you.
also a member of Kappa.
Yes, yes, I love
Authors and
I love Kappa. It's a wonderful, because of you, it's a wonderful organization.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely. It's always the leadership that makes an organization ring.
Well, I like to think that, but thank you very much for
No,
that.
it's well deserved.
We have a good time at our meetings.
Yes, we do, and they're informative.
Yes.
And people help each other. They're not snippy or anything like that, which is nice for a bunch of writers because they can really
because
be.
they can be very serious.
Yes.
No, we have a good group, and if anybody joins and doesn't know anything about writing,
it's an opportunity.
that's a way to learn. You go in and talk to the seasoned people. We all started the same way.
Exactly.
So talk to me about your new project.
Okay, so I decided that I do seminars. That's the way I actually make money. I do seminars on fundraising and grants writing. So I started out several years ago. You can't see it because it's with a book called Guide to Government Grants Writing. And that helped to establish, at least I thought, a certain expertise and experience. And you can go on Amazon and you can buy that book. And it was written 10 years ago, and I'm still getting royalties from it.
Really?
So it's a popular book. It's out there all over the country. I thought, well, that established me as an expert. And I thought, I could do this for other people. In other words, I could ghostwrite. And this is a relatively small book. This is 50 pages. So I could ghostwrite like a 40-page book. So if you are a life coach, a health coach, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, maybe a real estate person where there's tons of competition, and people don't know what you do. I mean, when you say life coach, well, really, what does that person actually do? So this is an opportunity for a relatively small amount of money, like the cost of one display ad in a local newspaper, to create something like this, some kind of expertise. And I would ghostwrite the book, and it would be about 40 pages. And I say 40 pages because that's the minimum size for binding a book.
Yeah.
And the first half of the book would be about the business in a generic sense. So, what is life coaching? What is health coaching? What is being a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, even a real estate broker? People may not really actually know what you can do under this occupation. The second part is now you personally, how do you bring your expertise? What's your angle that's different? Well, we try and make it different, unique to you, different than everybody else out there.
Just having the book got to be unique.
That's it, exactly. And then the third thing would be an enhanced biography, and we'll put a cover on it, put a picture on the back, and it can be like this, a soft cover. Yeah. And then if you want, we can go ahead and launch it on Amazon. Because I have a registered publishing company in the state of Rhode Island, Ocean Breeze Press, and so we can go ahead and actually launch it and have it available through Ocean Breeze Press. Yeah. What's the advantage? Well, the advantage is, you could just make yourself to be different than the competition. Yeah. You'd give it out to your clients, potential clients. If you go to workshops or seminars or continuing ed credit you need for some reason, like real estate people do, you can go ahead and give them out and show other people It's just to get some kind of marketing edge. Everybody, needs an angle, so to speak. The other thing is I work with a lot of nonprofits who come to my seminars. So for nonprofits, it would be slightly different. It's there, you'd be promoting your history and your accomplishments. That would be the beginning of it. Maybe something about what kind of services that you actually do, and then something about something unique about the organization. And there, it's a similar idea. It's kind of a marketing edge, but there you'd give it to your donors, your potential donors, maybe city officials, maybe other kind of county and state officials, that you want to demonstrate that you are an organization that's been around for a while, and that you have something to offer the community. Again, same idea. 40 pages, instead of a photograph of yourself, maybe a photograph of the organization's headquarters or of some of the clients you serve, whatever makes it. And again, same idea, can be launched on Amazon.
Well, that's cool. So you're suggesting that a book like that could be even given out as a Christmas gift, or?
Absolutely, absolutely. It could have multiple purposes. But the idea is, a lot of people have brochures and business cards.
Yeah.
Well, they go in the trash. A book, someone might take a look at, keep and kind of peruse. It's not big, so it's not overwhelming. And it's not designed for people that do or need in a book lots of illustrations. So it's not for contractors. There's like certain groups that it would not fit, because the whole purpose of being able to do it cheaply is that it has nothing but print.
Yeah.
So there's no illustrations, no photographs, nothing like that. So it's simple in that sense. It's also not designed for people who are in certain services which are highly regulated. So I don't recommend it for financial planners. Anyone where there's a governmental agency that has to approve everything that you say about yourself. So that, it doesn't work for those kinds of groups.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people out there that have all kinds of businesses, consulting, catering, all kinds of stuff that they want to have a certain kind of edge, something different that they would give out. So if you were a caterer, perhaps you'd do something where you'd give out to hotels and restaurants, just to have just to show people what you're capable of. Again, not with glossy pictures or anything like that, but simply straight about who you are, what you do, what your business is all about, and what makes you different. Where's your business located? Where do you serve? Do your business services? Again, I've had this idea for a while. I know from experience. I started out by doing exactly this, so I know that it works. Who's Harriet Grayson? And I would do. You can't probably see it too well, but the whole idea is to also give credence to your.
Turn it a little because of light.
Yeah, the lights. It's not that important. But I have my name, Harriet Grayson. I have all my degrees on there.
Really?
And then I did have a different business at the time, so I put the business name on it. So it's not quite a great novel, but at the same time, it's a lot better than a brochure or a business card.
Yeah,
and the
impressive.
reality is, probably by the time you cost it out, it's probably about the same price as a brochure, but I think you'll get a lot more out of it, because brochures land up in the garbage, and this somebody you'll take home and hold on to and think about. Maybe I'd also put in websites, phone numbers, contact information, so it makes it easy once somebody has this, that they can easily contact you to get information from you.
A couple of blank pages for notes and things.
Actually, you're right. I have that in here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So yes, I would definitely.
Now, what are the degrees? I see MUP.
Yes, Masters of Urban Planning.
Oh, really?
I started out in life as an urban planner.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
How life changes.
Oh, I was the perfect baby boomer. I've had many careers, and mostly because economic stuff would happen, and I'd be out of a job. I'd have to go find myself a new career. And that's what happened. I started out as a planner, and then planning sort of went out of style. They usually depend on the government. So government agencies, the federal government decided not to fund planning. So I went into the insurance business. I became a marketing researcher. And then I helped to train insurance agents about some of the psychology of being able to ask people for money. which is what an insurance agent does.
I did that for 10 years.
Insurance agents, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
Yeah. A number of careers I've had. Unbelievable. I started out as a pin boy
yeah.
in a bowling alley.
There you go. So that's what started. That's what I started out.
And what is MA?
The master's is in urban sociology and demography.
Wow. So well, you got all that education. And,
That's right. That's
and
right.
it's all sitting there collecting dust now.
Exactly. I got the diploma sitting in my house. Exactly right. Exactly
cool.
right. That's right. So that's what. And you know, it's good to go to school, and then you sort of. I think people are sort of recognizing it now. It's good to go to school, but you got to be really flexible on your feet, deciding what else you're going to do.
Yeah, that's like baseball players now. They go to college first, then they go out and play ball.
That's
They're
right.
getting smart.
That's right. I had the Mystic Schooners on my TV show, and they are amateur college kids who play baseball in the summer.
Oh, really?
Yes. And there's a whole bunch of them. In fact, I heard, I don't know if this is actually accurate, is that Matt Harvey from the Mets started out in a league in Cape Cod. Because I know he's from here. He's from like the Mystic area.
Yeah, he pitched and pitch.
At the high school.
Yeah.
Right, and then he was in that Cape Cod. There's a Cape Cod league, and there's a league down here.
Because I understand he was given a contract. They wanted to sign him up right out of high school, and he said no. He went to college first. Mm-hmm. Smart kid.
Yes.
He's very smart.
Yes, exactly.
And wish him luck. My God, that's so nice. Young Mystic kid.
Yes.
And being a Mystic kid myself.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Wow, it sounds like you got quite a project going there.
Yeah, I was just launching, and I created, with the help of my husband, who's the IT guy, I created that self-publish.now.weebly.com as a website to show people examples of what is actually available. You go on the website and you can see whether you're a business or a nonprofit, sort of how it's scaled out. And then if you have comments or you're interested, people can just contact me on the website.
So if you want some information, go to that site.
Right.
And Harriet sits there and will answer you immediately.
Absolutely. I'm on right there.
She's got a computer right here under the table.
That's right.
Well, I think that's great, and I wish you luck with it.
Oh, thank you. So that you got to be flexible. You're constantly coming up with
Absolutely.
with new ideas.
You've got to, because it's either that or keep writing.
That's right. Well, it's a form of ghostwriting, and so no famous politician has asked me to ghostwrite their biography. So I'll do this instead.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. I hope you get it off the ground and do well with it.
Well, great. I appreciate that. Definitely.
And so what else you got here?
Well, in the rest of what I do, I have a bunch of grants writing books and fundraising books out there. But my love, as a writer, you can understand this. I created an alter ego, and that is this pen name I use, Anastasia Goodman. And Goodman happens to be my maiden name, and Anastasia, it's about Russian, so that's, of course, how can you get more Russian than that? Yeah. So the character, the author is Anastasia Goodman, which is me, and my character is called Sasha Perloff, and I have two of them out so far, Loose Ends, which you probably can't see. Oh yeah, look at that, Loose Ends, and then Tara in Brooklyn, both of them, right, there you go. And this is the Sasha Perloff Mystery Series. So it started off with Loose Ends, and it continues with Tara in Brooklyn, and I hope next year to have a new one. So.
And those are thick.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're pretty good size, and I say that it's a combination of mystery. There's always a dead body.
Oh, well, you gotta have a dead body.
Absolutely. So you always have a dead body. There's history because he's not only Russian, but he's Russian-American, and he's got an incredible family history to go on. And so it's history, mystery, and there's a little love obsessions in there. So it's kind of a fun mix of stuff that's going on.
Now, does he speak Russian?
Well, he does, but I'm not writing in the Russian language.
Okay.
But I do say for just as a writer, I say that he talks in the mother tongue. Because most of the characters outside of his police work are in fact Russian people. So So that's it. And I completely, obviously, made up this person. So Sasha Perloff is a white detective, police detective, patrolling in what they call the beach communities of South Brooklyn. So that is Brighton Beach, where a lot of Russians live. Coney Island, which outside of the boardwalk is really a very gritty neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then Manhattan Beach, which is a much more upscale kind of beach community. So they've been around for a long time. And he patrols there. So he's a white cop in his Russian community, in a largely black community, and then in a much more mixed community. So he has some interesting experiences as a police detective. So you have the policing going on.
Now, did you live in New York?
Yes, I come from New York.
All right, so that's why you know all about the areas. 'Cause
Yes.
To me, Coney Island's Coney Island.
Right, exactly. So I do know Coney Island, and I do know Brighton Beach, and a little bit about Manhattan Beach. And I personally grew up in the Rockaways, which is across the waterway. And so there is, and I talk about Rockaways in here too, because I later have him living in the Rockaways. So yes, there's a little bit of that kind of beachy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a beach bum. I live in Westerly, Rhode Island, because it's got a big beach. So I keep to the beach stuff. And then when so I'm having a book signing as Anastasia Goodman, my alter ego, this coming Sunday, November 8th, from 1 to 4 at Congregation Bethel, which is in New London, not too far from the hospital.
Oh, okay.
L&M Hospital, right down the street from there.
Oh, that's cool. Good. I wish you luck with that.
Thank you, thank you.
If I decide not to go on the thing that I'm going to go on,
You can come out. You'll come by.
Come by.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I haven't decided totally. I got a Veterans Day parade Saturday, I think, the VFW.
Okay.
And my days are not mine anymore.
Okay. Well, Sasha is was in the U.S. Army.
Oh, is he?
Yes, and actually it is true that if a foreigner comes to the United States and lives, and you get a green card, if you join the Army successfully, and so you're not dishonorably discharged, it speeds up the way for citizenship.
Oh, really?
Yes, so that is actually kind of true.
So that's one of the ways that the immigrants that are coming in can stay here.
Yes.
Join
yes.
the Army.
Join the U.S. Army. Yes, exactly, exactly. And since I'm making this up, I mean, I've made him the son of a Jewish dissident, and these people were terribly persecuted in the Soviet Union. Not so much just because they were Jews, but because they didn't believe in religion, and so they were an official atheist state. So they didn't want any religions. They didn't want the Greek Orthodox religion or any other religion there. Now Russia's, different, very different when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And then I also created for him his grandfather being the hero of the Battle of Stalingrad. So there's a lot of Russian history. And the interesting thing about the Battle of Stalingrad is I have actually been to St. Petersburg, Russia.
Really?
And so you talk to some Russians, and in their mindset, they saved, the Russian people, saved the world from the Nazis. And it began with the Battle of Stalingrad. And all of the other battles in Eastern Europe that decimated the Nazi army, so that when the rest of the Americans and the Western Europeans came, that they were already decimated by the Russian army, so that it was easier for the Allies to.
Is that true?
I'm not sure that that's true, but that's believed today in Russia, as much as it was believed, for the last 40 or 50 years. So certainly the Battle of Stalingrad was a very pivotal point, and was the first major battle that the Nazis lost. So, and they were quite decimated. And what was helping Russia, which is what helped them when Napoleon tried to invade, was the weather.
Oh, yeah.
So the Nazis came in thinking they could do it in a few months, and they got stuck, and then winter came, and the Russians knew how to live in a Russian winter, and the German soldiers did not know how to do that.
Yeah, it gets cold up there.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
Send you to Siberia.
Yes, in fact, we had some friends who are Russian who invited us. That's why we went, and they were both originally from Siberia.
Isn't that one of the coldest places on Earth?
Probably.
I think, and it's all covered with ice all the time, and
Oh, it's very.
I saw pictures of that on the internet, and just
It is a bitter cold place, but it's also mineral rich, And so there's a lot of activity that goes on there. So these two people that were our friends who invited us to St. Petersburg came from families that had, under the new Russia, had some money, and the father, the man, his father was a shop owner who had lots of shops, and the woman's father was an engineer for a big international engineering firm.
Oh, wow. Huh.
So you don't think about that.
No. Well, you hear about different people in different countries, but it doesn't register there's a lot of rich people there, or, you think it's only here.
Right, exactly.
And yet China, I guess, has got a lot more rich people than we do.
Yeah, I guess, yes, exactly right. Well, when you start off with a billion plus people, it's easier to find numbers like that, but absolutely true, yes. Yeah. So, and we do have, and this, one of the things that got me interested in writing about Russians in the modern Russians in America was that when I was living in the Hartford area, I worked with Jewish Family Services and Jewish Federation up there, helping to assimilate Jews who were coming from the Soviet Union. So they came, some of them went to Israel, some of them then just came to the United States, and they came here without anything. I mean, they had, literally most of them had the shirt on their backs. And they got some help from these religious organizations, and part of it was to help them assimilate. So I would actually we would meet with them, and they would learn English in a classroom, but then they like to be exposed to Americans because we don't talk like any classroom.
Yeah.
Certainly I don't.
No.
So you get the nuances of the language, and also the kind of cultural things that we do. Like one of the most interesting stories I had was a man said that he was living, and this is, if you know Hartford, West Hartford, there's a street there that divides West Hartford from Hartford.
Yeah.
And it's a very busy street, and he couldn't understand why there were no people walking on the street. Because in Russia, despite the incredible cold, there were always people on the street. And he once said to me he had the feeling that it was like a neutron bomb had exploded. And the buildings were intact, because that's what a neutron bomb does, but the people were all gone.
Huh.
And so those kinds of impressions I then incorporated into the book.
Huh. Now, do you have the Russian mafia?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I have that too, yes, because that's very, in fact, his best pal is a member of that Russian mob. And his best pals, their business is gun running.
Jeez.
And this is actually true, is that the Russian government uses groups like that to bring guns to areas where they want to promote conflict, like the country of Georgia, not the state of Georgia, and other parts of Eastern and that kind of Central Asia, where the Russians, the modern Russia, wants to make trouble. It uses people like the character I created to run guns there.
Like Syria.
Well, that would be the next one. Yes, exactly. That would be a perfect example of what they would use, someone who was like them, but keeping your distance, but you give them the money or the arms and go ahead and have them sell it.
It's really disgusting the way these governments just try to push each other around. And you think, why don't you just say, hey, you have yours, I have mine, leave it alone.
Never, nobody thinks that way.
No, this has nothing to do with anything. That's too logical.
Right, exactly.
It's just like the government sitting there going, we're going to cut back on Social Security, and we're going to cut back on Medicare. I mean, they don't care. It's not their money.
That's right. We all put it in from working
not
for all
money.
those
They
years.
don't care.
Yes, it's true.
So we got about 5 minutes left.
Right.
And what else we got?
Well, that's, I think, is pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So.
I love the cover.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Somebody actually designed that for me.
It's a nice looking cover. Matter of fact, they both are.
Yes.
And
now this cover is actually a template that I have used to create my other books. And for this new project, the self-publish now.weebly.com, we'll use the same kind of templates. This is all because of Amazon and its incredible use of technology that has kind of wiped out bookstores in America.
Well,
but has made it possible for a lot of people who don't have a lot of connections to be able to become published.
I got some problems there, though, which I can't go into.
Yes, of
But
course.
Amazon is good. Amazon does a lot. Of course, Bank Square Books is our friend,
Yes, I saw that. Yes,
and
of course.
we
Of
like
course.
to send as many people down there as we can because my books are in there. So you
Yes.
gotta get down there and buy them.
Yes. And it's going to open in Westerly.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, in
They
an
were
old
supposed to open
hotel.
in June this year, and they're still working on it. But that'll be a nice extension. Wesley needs his bookstore because High Street Books,
Right.
closed
The
up.
other Tiger. Right.
other Tiger closed up.
Yes.
And that was a neat little store.
It was. It was.
And but I don't think he really wanted to be in the business in the first place, and I think they built it for something else, and then they just got stuck in it. And but it was a nice store. He did very well with it. But now they need another one, so thanks.
Absolutely, and it's
Yes.
becoming very artsy Westerly,
Yeah.
and it just complements the new image.
Well, that's what I think Venezio was trying to do in New London. Was get the arts down there and get things moving, and I don't think you had enough time.
Right. Exactly. Or support.
Or support. No,
Yes.
because people don't like to change.
Yes.
And but I wish you luck with these books.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. These are labors of love.
Well, every time I have an author on there, we talk about selling books and making money. And if it's not a labor of love, forget it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. We're not in a position to become millionaires by writing books.
No. But it's fun.
It is.
You're cleaning up your mind and putting it on black and white, and you go, wow, I didn't know I knew that. And you're writing a story, and then people want to buy it.
Yes.
That's the best part.
Yes. Exactly.
You think,
Exactly.
I sold a book.
It is. It is.
And I think that's the most important thing. I've told people that through in Kappa, if you write a book, you sell it, just get it published. Let alone selling a copy, just getting it published is a big deal.
It's a big accomplishment. Absolutely.
Yes, it is. So we have we got about 2 minutes left, and I want to make an announcement that VFW in Park Duck is doing their free chowder today with a purchase of a beverage. They have free chowder and fake clam fritters. Blank there, and that's where I'm going after this show because that's I gotta have my dinner.
Very good. Very good.
And I was trying to think if we've got some others. We had New London Lions had a pancake breakfast last week. It was
Okay.
a fundraiser.
Right. And you have something going on November 11th, Veterans Day?
Yes, November, is it 11th? No, it's Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
This Saturday coming
Okay.
is a parade.
Okay.
Wesleyan Park Duck Parade for Veterans Day Parade.
Right.
And that's kicks off about 8:30, I think, in the morning, and it crosses from Park Duck into Wesley and goes
Right.
up and around up near the library. That's a nice treat. Get out there and we'll watch that parade. It's always a big parade.
It is, and the streets of Westerly are now, the American flags are all throughout the streets of Westerly.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, so it's looking very beautiful.
Yeah. It's a pretty little town.
It is.
I always like Wesley. We survived Thanksgiving. Halloween.
Right.
And I want you to cuddle up with a good book. And I'll see you next week. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure, Tom, as always. Ta-da! This was easy.